All right. A new day, a new woke crash out. A new soy boy, shall we say, crash out. So this guy here, by the name of Mtashed, it's the first time I've heard of the guy. Don't really know much about him. He seems to do gaming streams and Genshin Impact kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff, which is fine, I guess. Whatever, it is what it is. But anyway, this guy decided to respond to a post which Asmongold posted on X regarding women. I think it was quite a reasonable take. I think it's quite fair. But obviously, these men of the baby blue t-shirt variety and the cute little white headphone variety do tend to have, I suppose, an issue with the take on what normal sane men view regarding women from a logical, objective standpoint. Again, I would side with the reasonable take that Asmongold took. Obviously, this brand of man does not. And so he responded to Asmond, and it looks like they had a bit of a back and forth on X regarding Asmond's post regarding the subject matter. And this guy has put it upon himself to go ahead and make a video about it, calling out Asmongold and criticizing him, as well as another person, Clavicular, one of those looks maxing type of red pill kind of vibe people. Also fine, I suppose, in the most part. A few strange things that he's done in his day as well. But anyway, as these people tend to do, these ones, they tend to love to take the moral high ground. They see themselves as the moral bastions of our age. Yet they are the same ones, obviously, that would support the likes of pro-abortion, the pro-LGBTQIA+, and all the other names and all the other letters and all the other grammatical marks that they put behind their names. And yeah, so they would go ahead and support all that kind of stuff, yet continually make the claims that no, we are moral. We know what morality is. They never tend to address arguments. They never tend to get to the meat and potatoes of a subject. They, like we will see now, simply just defer to ad hominems and character attacks and all the typical usual things that they like to do, because once again, they are the moral bastions, so they are the dictators of the age. They know what is right. Yet they really don't, and they support terrible things. But anyway, let's get into it.
I feel very sorry for young men in the world, because I feel like they are genuinely being indoctrinated by some of the worst people possible. Misogynistic, genuinely stupid people. Because they're successful, because they are popular, because they've got money. And unfortunately, if you speak up about this stuff, you are woke. You are a cuck. You are a loser. You are jealous. And even earlier today, I dunked on Asmongold for his post. There was a post he said, too many fake jobs were invented to create artificial parity between men and women in the workforce. So he's automatically arguing men and women are not equal. We essentially just made up jobs so that the women could play along and feel better. And
no, nobody's done that. So too many fake jobs were invented to create artificial parity between men and women in the workforce. Okay, so yeah, actually, yes, I would agree with that. Yeah, I do 100% agree with that take. You've got a whole bunch of DEI jobs, ESG jobs that have been created for the sake of giving women a voice, giving women a platform, which they don't necessarily need, and they've had so much favoritism to begin with in the modern age. Because of the rise of feminism, because of the rise of women's rights. Am I saying that women don't have rights or shouldn't have rights? No, not at all. In my opinion, I'd take a harsher stance and go ahead and say I would agree that women shouldn't have the right to vote. And for that matter, I would go ahead and say that certain men shouldn't have the right to vote as well. my idea regarding that kind of stuff should simply be if you've got skin in the game and you are, again, somewhat of an expert. These people love calling on the experts in regards of what opinions should be and what opinions should be taken seriously. Why would we be giving opinions to people that haven't done the research about politics, that haven't become somewhat haven't become somewhat familiar regarding politics? Why should they even have any skin in the game regarding how they should vote, or in fact should they vote? So I agree with that take. Again, it's been done in the same instance within the workforce and stuff. There's been unnecessary job creation that shouldn't have happened. And yeah, I think we should go back to a more medieval form of how we govern the world. But anyway, that aside, so let's carry on. AI fixes this problem. And yes, unfortunately, you take a look at the weird things that have happened in regards to these socialist dictators and these globalist technocrats of the world. That new game came out, Mixtape. What an absolute joke. Those games have no interest, they have no appeal, they're just attempting to push it's a propaganda piece for the left. It's a propaganda piece for the socialists, attempting to indoctrinate the masses. And nobody likes it. Fortunately, the Overton window has changed somewhat, and a lot of people are waking up to the woke, and they're pushing back, and rightfully so. Yet, obviously, you'll get the woke crash out, as they do, because their opinion is correct, and everybody needs to be controlled and subjected to their opinion by them. Because, of course, they are the ultimate dictators, yet they are continually convinced that they are attempting to silence dictators. Yet, they are the ultimate ones. Asmund goes on to say, hopefully after this is over, women can go back to doing what they do best, being a mother or being a prostitute. I suppose you could look at the stats and be who is the best mother. I suppose women would ultimately and overwhelmingly be the best mothers, as opposed to the opposite, which is, I suppose, a man. Can a man be a mother? No. No, he cannot. Regardless of what you think biology and gender is, a man cannot be a mother. Or being a prostitute. I am pretty sure if you had to look at the stats regarding who's a better prostitute and who's more, who's more successful at it, I would be pretty sure that the overwhelming majority of prostitutes would be women and not men. So in terms of who is the best, yes, Asmund rightfully says women are the best at being mothers, and based on the success statistics, I suppose, yes, they probably would be better. And if you look throughout history, women have generally just been more inclined to be better prostitutes than men are. Fair take. But let's see what the guy says.
Then says AI fixes this problem because it disproportionately is affecting women-led jobs and industry type things, saying that women are replaceable. And then he says, hopefully, after all this is over, women can go back to what they do.
But again, I would say, AI is getting to the point where men are also going to be replaceable. It's not just AI is going to take away women's jobs, it's also going to take away men's jobs. And it's going to take away certain jobs. It's going to take away a lot of the jobs that effectively, are kind of somewhat unimportant. Unfortunately, most of them are going to be, women's jobs, I suppose. And I think it's actually an all-around good thing for society. Birth rates are in decline. There's a whole bunch of societal upheaval and mess regarding the advent and the rise of feminism, and I think it's a good thing, all things considered.
Best, being a mother or being a prostitute, insinuating that that is all women are good for, being a mother or a prostitute. Now, my wife is an incredible mother. All women are good
In that
for,
there,
being a mother
does
or a prostitute.
it at all say
And then
that's the only things that they're good for, being a mother or a prostitute? He says the best at, not the only at. So he's specified a qualifier. This guy's made it an absolute. Okay.
he says, hopefully, after all this is over, women can go back to what they do best, being a mother or being a prostitute, insinuating that that is all women are good for, being a mother or a prostitute.
So
Now,
you didn't say that.
My wife is an incredible mother. She is amazing with my children, and I'm so blessed that she...
So he's arguing straw man. This is why he's crashed out, because he's either purposely or mistakenly misunderstood. And now he's attacking straw man to something Asmongold didn't say. But this is what they do. They attack straw man. No surprise.
She is the mother of my children. But she's also insanely smart, works in a pharmacy, and has so many talents that to call her just a mother is a joke.
He didn't say just.
And to get
He said best
this
at.
type of comment from Asmongold is embarrassing, and to accept that as the truth is embarrassing. And not enough people will talk about this. But I talked about this. I dunked on him a little bit. I said, it is crazy how much reach this mentally ill gamer has.
See, so yes.
I said that it is crazy.
So here it starts with the ad hominem. Why is Asmongold mentally ill? What in that statement there, and what in his thousands and thousands of videos, gives you the impression that he's mentally ill? I think personally he's quite a logical person, along with a lot of other people I watch, obviously. But I think that's... But once again, it's attacking straw man. They'll attack character because they can't address and attack the argument.
Because if you point out how much of a loser this guy is...
Why is he a loser?
You are called jealous. I am called jealous. People are dunking on me because I roasted this guy.
Oh,
the guy
I
lives
wouldn't say
alone
roast.
in filth, with rotting teeth, cockroaches, and despite being this
He's cleaning up the filth. And he's sorting out his teeth. I think it's very disingenuous and it's actually just downright nasty and mean. And yet these are supposed to be, the humanitarians of the age. They're supposed to be, we love all people, and we are so kind to all of those, even those that, don't agree with our opinions. Oh no, we're so noble, we're so moral, we're the bastions of the age. Listen to us. Yet they do tend to be quite mean, nasty little grubs.
generational wealth millionaire. This guy's probably worth 50 mil. I don't even know how much he's worth. It may be even 100 mil. He lives in such a disgusting hoarder-like environment, or has for so long, that it's hard not to question his sanity. And when you bring this up, it's like, well, you wish you had millions of dollars. Brothers, I wish that he didn't let the teeth rot from his mouth.
I can guarantee you this guy's probably lived, for the most part, in the lap of luxury with a silver spoon for the most part of his life. I don't think he understands actually what poverty is. I don't think he understands actually what hard times are. I think it's very... These are always the people that would go ahead and say, oh, it's wrong to judge. How dare you judge? How dare you judge others? Yet he's doing exactly the thing now. The ones that say don't judge tend to be the ones that judge the most. And their judgments are so skewed because they don't, their morality is skewed. So they can't judge correctly. And they can't address arguments. They always have to go to weirdly, the one thing that they have no grasp on at all, which is morality. Anyway.
To the point that he would need surgery or to get his teeth fixed. I wish he didn't have cockroaches and rats infesting his house. And yes, he might have cleaned it, but to get to the state that he was in, he has to be so mentally ill. I feel sorry for the guy. I am not jealous.
Has he taken the time, I wonder, to find out the whole situation behind it? In fact, you guys can go ahead and check on Asmon's Gold's channel, and you can go see how he's reacted to this guy as well, and it's, yeah, he explains it pretty well, and he absolutely decimates him with the moral argument. Yeah. You don't know the guy, and you haven't taken the time to actually understand it. And it just goes to show that you don't really care. You've got your little say that you want to say. You want to criticize and throw stones, criticize character, criticize all sorts of other things, yet you don't want to criticize the actual argument. Very typical, though.
Of Asmongold, I hope that he can get help. If that makes sense, I think you have a brain. If it doesn't make sense, then I think we're going to be lost no matter what. But the amount of comments in here that are either defending the guy or calling me a loser, it's frightening, because I know that these are the people that I'm worried about. These are the people that I know have been affected by this.
And there's the condescension. That's where it starts with the condescension. That's sanctimonious, moral bastion. I'm the transcendent one, the human being 2.0, and the rest of you aren't as moral as I am. I know what's good. I know what's right. Everybody listen to me. If you are one of those that listen to the Roach King, you are the deplorables. You are the goy. My friend, no, you are the goy.
And I want to segue away from Asmongold, because yes, he's successful. He has a lot of money, and that is appealing to young men. But there's another one that I want to talk about, Clavicular. Now, Clavicular is a guy that is blowing up everywhere. Clavicular is just everywhere right now. And I know that young men in junior high and high school, some of the content that they see from this guy is appealing. It's hard not to look at, a picture of this guy's place and be like, whoa, I want that. And to look at his jawline or a video of him kissing women and being like, yeah, I want that as well. But
I mean, again, from a materialistic aspect, if that's all you're about, I mean, I suppose, yeah, to a degree, the guy is, materialistically successful. Again, am I going to listen to Clavicular regarding moral issues? No, probably not. I wouldn't classify him as a moral person. Would I classify Asmongold as a moral person? He's more moral from what I've seen than Clavicular is, and again, we're comparing apples and oranges here. Two different spheres, two different kinds of influences, but for the most part, Asmongold's morality is not really important, and neither is Clavicular's. Asmongold is good when it comes to his logical breakdown on subjects, and Clavicular is good when it comes to improving your aesthetic and improving your materialistic situation in life, I suppose, if that kind of stuff you find appealing and you find it incredibly important to fulfill you as a person. But to each their own. It's I don't necessarily see any issue with it, just as long as it doesn't become your god. That's why you should be a Christian. But regardless,
you have to understand what you are actually looking at here. Should you take life advice? Should you take looks maxing advice from someone that is so unconfident in their own skin that they would take a hammer to their own face?
Again, the whole idea of taking to the hammer to the face, first of all, he's misunderstanding the whole idea. You're not smashing yourself in the face with a hammer. It's a light tap. And if that is what Clavicular has done, it has evidently improved his jawline. If working out and taking a hammer to your face makes you end up look somewhat similar to Clavicular with his aesthetic and stuff. Clearly it works. So I don't really see the problem with that in terms of improving yourself if you can.
I want you to listen to what he says here.
When you wake up every single morning and you take a look in the mirror, you're 100% satisfied with every single thing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, more or less.
This guy's brain is short-circuiting because he can't understand that Andrew is okay in his own skin. He doesn't care if he's the best-looking guy, the tallest guy, the strongest guy. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. And if you
first of all, I mean, what, you played a 10-second clip? We didn't hear his actual response to it. First of all, and even if he does crash out about what the other guy said, what does it matter? So what? I don't get it.
wants to change some things about himself, if he wants to go to the gym more or some of these things, he can. And he cannot. It's up to him what he wants to do. But at the end of the day, Andrew obviously does not care what he looks like and is confident in the person that he is. And this clavicular guy cannot accept that. He can't understand that.
No, I think it's you that can't accept it. Once again, you're attempting to claim that Clavicular is trying to assert himself as the moral bastion. In the meantime, he's taking your position, and fundamentally it's what you hate, Mr. Mtashed, because you are, in your estimation, the moral bastion of the age. You and your ilk.
And young men are getting looks maxing advice. They're being told to smash their face in with a hammer from someone that was kicked out of school, has admitted to doing methamphetamine in all descriptions, in all dictionary breakdowns of what a loser is. Clavicular is a loser. I would never want this to be an idol of any person in my life. If my son told me that he idolized or thought Clavicular was a smart person, a good person, was helping people, I would be very worried. I would be very concerned. But if I say that, I will get attacked by this guy's audience.
Guy, first of all, you need to learn how to separate, and this is what they do. He doesn't know how to separate the idea of you listen to a person because they're good at one specific thing. You shouldn't look at anybody at all for the sake of a moral idol. You shouldn't look at anybody for the sake of morality. This is why Christianity has the answer. You know, we look to Jesus in terms of the moral argument, and Christianity as a whole just teaches you to be a better moral person. But this is where the atheist crashes out because they don't have that moral foundation, so they have to default to looking to people for moral inspiration. Moral inspiration should come from religion, not from people. So I suppose I can understand in this guy's warped sense of thinking, he would look to people for moral advice, which you really shouldn't because nobody's perfect.
And it's a weird contrast. It's a weird situation to be in, because if I warn you about the
it's only weird because he thinks it's weird, because he's looking at life through a completely different paradigm. So to his perspective, he's made it weird. His perspective, his outlook has in fact made it weird. You shouldn't do that. So obviously, you know, if you're looking at something and your vision is skewed, you know, the ignorant person will criticize what you're looking at, as opposed to wait, maybe criticize and look at your vision first, clear up your vision, and then you will be able to see things clearly. But they don't think like that. It's quite sad.
Dangers of people like Andrew Tate, of Clavicular, of Asmongold, of these things, I am viewed as weak. I am viewed as woke or a loser, or I am a sheep. And it's frustrating when someone like myself wants to extend the olive branch.
And no, it's just because your ideology is weak. You can fix it. You can fix your ideology. And you can become more robust in your thinking, and you know, you can fix that. But you choose not to, and then what comes out of your mouth based on your ideology, yes, unfortunately makes you weak. But it's not something you can't fix. You can be fixed.
I want to try to at least open your eyes to it. I am viewed as the problem. It's not the guy that lives in a
No, it's just your ideology that's the problem.
It is not the guy that took a hammer to his own face. It is not the guy that has to pay women
arguments
to spend time with him in his mansion because he's such an insufferable douchebag. It's me that's the problem. The tough thing is, even though I'm an arguably successful dude, I've got a wife, I've got kids, I've got beautiful relationships with my family and friends.
And you've got a wife and kids.
I'm retired at 33 years old. I succeeded online and offline. I take care of myself pretty good. I'm not the most jacked guy out there, but there's a lot of things that I think would be role model worthy for young men to look at. I was a father at 17 years old. I was scared out of my mind being a high school student who was about to have a baby and become a father, and I buckled down, I worked my ass off, and I took care of that.
And that's fine. That's very capitalistic.
I am proud of the man that I am.
Fine.
But if I call out these degenerates, I am viewed as weak. I am viewed as less than, because I might not have as many views on...
Again, a stupid person can do noble things. This guy, yeah, he sounds like a stupid person. But yeah, of course, you can do noble things, like taking care of your family, buckling down and working hard, sorting stuff out. Yeah, but I mean, just because you did noble things, and you did what you needed to do, and you know, you handled business, that doesn't necessarily make you a clever person. You can still do those things and still be an idiot, which this guy, you know, is. Yeah, I mean...
Sure. And maybe my jawline isn't quite as sharp. And the unfortunate thing is, when you argue with someone online, or when you tell someone that they're wrong, in a lot of cases they dig in their heels and they double down. They will dig in and be stubborn and fight it. And if I call these people out, it's a vicious circle.
Yep.
I probably won't sway anyone. Me talking about these things doesn't change anything, because a lot of the people are just gonna say, I'm the sheep. I'm the sheep. I'm the woke one. And it's so frustrating. And kind of why I wanted to make this video.
Your ideology
I am worried about young men, not because they've been influenced by these people initially. It's because I don't know how to uninfluence them. I don't know how to get them to take the olive branch and actually accept the help. When videos like this get made, a lot of bad faith arguments start happening. When I make this video, people start saying, well, a lot of these guys are just championing to be more healthy, to be stronger, to go to the gym. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You should go to the gym. It's great for your stamina. It's great for your mental health. It might make you feel more confident. You're going to be strong. And in some cases, you might be able to work a job that you otherwise couldn't. Whether it's construction or something like that, maybe you need an initial bit of strength to make it in this world.
Get to the point,
I am not arguing against that. But you also don't need to hate women while doing it. You don't need to be misogynistic while doing it.
Man.
You might want to look better. That's fine.
Nobody said
Get a haircut, shave, or don't shave. You know, do things that make you feel confident, good about yourself. But if you then ask a woman out and she declines you, don't hate the woman and become this incel. And that's the problem.
Nobody's
a lot
that.
of these content creators, they give you one piece of good advice and then there's a little bit of an incel comment. Here's a misogynistic comment. I'm just going to sprinkle that in as well. And that's where it gets lost. And that's where people kind of glaze over it and they don't realize that the stuff that they're getting fed is damaging them, and it is damaging their kind of prospects in their future. When you see someone that's successful, it's hard not to idolize them in some way or question Well, if I'm not that successful, and this guy is, he must be doing something right. And they are doing many things right, I'm sure. You don't get to that point if you're not successful. But a lot of the most successful people out there are the most narcissistic and psychopathic and bad people.
I don't disagree with
Most
that.
billionaires exploit people. You can't make $1 billion without exploiting people.
But now he's just waffling now. It's just freaking word salad. It's everybody to a degree is going to be narcissistic. It's kind of, about self-preservation to a degree. It's, yes, of course. Is there a trend, with billionaires that they too tend to be quite narcissistic? Sure, but I mean, Asmongold's not a billionaire. I can't imagine Clavicular would be a billionaire. Are they successful? Yes. Does it automatically mean that the more successful you become, the more narcissistic you become? No, I don't think so. That's not true. This guy's making very big leaps and assumptions. And again, the moral argument, ad hominems, straw mans.
It's impossible not to. Okay? And I think that the whole world is in this weird place where it's just
Because of the
fighting.
socialists.
It is just,
yeah.
Instead of me making this video and someone saying, maybe thanks for kind of opening my eyes to this. Thanks for maybe shedding some light on this thing that you're worried about. I am instantly viewed as a villain or this, I have this agenda.
I would say many things you are, Guy, but you are certainly not the villain. Not with this aesthetic you've got going on. Yeah, you're not the villain. You're the victim. Sure, you're the victim, but nah, I'm not getting that villain aura from you. Not at all. Nah, you're not that guy.
The first comment that I had when I tweeted about this, the first comment I had was about my political stance. The first comment that I got was what my beliefs were. And instead of talking about the problem, and instead of talking about my worry,
I don't
for
even
young
have to
men
ask those
and
questions.
the
I can tell.
influences that are out there, people are trying to suss out what my agenda is and what I gain from questioning.
Everybody's got an agenda. Man, we just need to be honest. Everybody's got an agenda. This whole attempt to say that, no, I don't have an agenda. I'm just trying to do the right thing. No. Gone are those days where the idea is I'm unbiased. No, everybody's got a bias. Everybody's pushing an agenda. And it's normal to push an agenda. Of course you have to. Of course, yes. It's normal to push an agenda. You have to. Come on, man. Don't lie.
Bad behavior. From questioning derogatory statements, misogynistic statements, racist statements.
Nobody said that.
And
Nobody's
I always
done that.
question this, and this is the last thing I'll say.
Thank God.
When some of these guys open their mouth and they openly say something so rude, so misogynistic, so sexist, so homophobic, so many things.
So many
they
things.
say these things that
all
are
the
just
buzzwords.
genuinely, in some cases, hateful and hurtful. People respond saying they're speaking the truth. They're speaking facts. They say, you're standing and said that with your full chest. It's kind of this weird respect for it. But if I say those guys are losers, those guys are a problem.
So those guys, so obviously he's more referring to Asmongold now, I guess. If they can present facts, if they can present arguments, if they can present statistics, if they can present all of these things that objectively prove what they're saying is true, and they've got the receipts for it, and it just so happens to go against what everybody's sentiments are about the subject, what everybody's feelings are about the subject, then good. Then it can finally be addressed. Then it lets you know who's your ally and who's your enemy. It's a good thing, and it needs to happen more. And it has been happening more. That's why so many people are calling this kind of person and his ilk out. And it should do. And we should double down just as much as they double down. So should we. It's a good thing.
It's not facts. It's not the truth. I'm just a jealous hater. It's such an interesting thing, and it's very scary. And I don't know how to change it. If you do, let me know. Because I think that young men are cooked. And it's for reasons that if
you can't change it. It's not meant to be changed. You're supposed to choose a side and stick with it. This whole idea of the middle ground, no. It's a social construct. They like that word. The middle ground is a social construct. Probably orchestrated by these creatures to try keep people in check and to try keep people slowly coming onto their side. No, the whole idea of the the whole idea of the middle ground, no. There's been no such thing. Throughout history, it's always been, you need to choose a side.
tell them and you say it to their face, they're not going to listen. Thanks for watching, and sorry for this one. It's a little depressing.
I'm not depressed. I think it's great, actually. I'm glad that these people are coming out of the woodwork, and I think they need to come out the woodwork more so that we can mock them all. No, these kind of people, they must be mocked. Absolutely. They must be decimated, these people. Yeah, and anyway, yeah, the comments are ridiculous and laughable and awesome. But anyway, yeah, I'll quickly play his new one. So he's got this new one that he's obviously posted regarding this. This one's a short one, so yeah, that was the first one. This is the second one. And he doubles down. It's great.
I've really messed up this time.
Oh.
I'm all on my own now. After seeing all the comments and after seeing me cry as much as I was, my wife did finally leave me.
So yeah, it's obviously
And
a sarcastic.
she kicked me out. She took my gaming PC.
Trying to do a sarcastic take. You know?
And I'm on my own now.
Oh my god.
I'm on my own because I made a mistake. I never ever should have said anything rude.
I think this is the worst kind of thing he could have done. He should have actually, it would have been better if he actually just doubled down, kind of, but not a double down in this weird, like, you know, playing the victim thing, because now this just makes him look even more like a victim. This is crazy. He shouldn't have done this. He should have just, you know, kept on with the moral argument, I guess, even though that was a stupid thing to do with in the beginning, to, you know, just maybe double down in your moral bastion take and, you know, run with that, and, you know, eventually that train will derail and it will crash and burn. Maybe you'll get a few more subscribers of the liberal kind, and maybe they'll like you more or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, this one now is far worse, because now you are proper playing the victim. And yeah, nobody likes that. This is proper soy boy material. Damn.
But Asmongold, his audience is just so freaking mean.
Based.
And you know, the tough thing is even though I think I found a pretty good spot here, check it out. Look at that. Some fresh water, a couple frogs, maybe even a fish or two. My weak soy boy hands can barely even break a stick.
And you couldn't even break it. You didn't even break it. Weak soy boy hands, and you didn't break it. You're right.
Some fresh water, a couple frogs, maybe even a fish or two. My weak soy boy hands can barely even break a stick.
Oh shoot, man! I'm blocking the.
I can barely even make a fire. My chances.
Let's see his action.
Fish or two.
His facial expression while he's trying to break it.
My weak soy boy hands can barely even break a stick.
Oh man, he didn't even
I
break
can barely even make a fire. My chances of survival are pretty much nothing, and I heard coyotes. I mean, I got enough fat on my body, they're going to be eaten for fucking days. You guys saw my ass.
Weeks maybe, yeah.
I do have a job interview, so I think I can get back on my feet, which is really good, but this hurts. This is going to be a big lifestyle shift, you know? I had it really good. I'd play video games in my basement while my wife banged all the neighbors, and I was happy.
Man, this makes you look.
And now I'm just alone
bad
in the forest. It's all because I personally disagreed with someone. And I attacked his character and his rotten teeth, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have attacked his argument that women are only good for having babies or being prostitutes.
He never said that. He didn't say that. He didn't say it. We read the tweet, right? Best for, not only at, only good at. Best for being mothers. He still doesn't get it. Incredible.
His rotten teeth, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have attacked his argument that women are only good for having babies or being prostitutes.
He didn't.
If you want to help me get back on my feet, there's a link down below, and just donate what you can. Click that link and help out your boy.
Don't do
Thanks
it.
for watching.
Give
Have a
him
good
no
day,
money.
And I'll see you on my next video.
Please. Mr. Silver Spoon. Anyway, folks, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think this is great. In the grand scheme of things, honestly, I think this is great. We need to double down on these folks. We need to mock them. No. Stupidity, insanity, lunacy. These soy boys, no, they need to be mocked. We need to decimate them. That's great. We need to call out mixtape games. We need to go after all the woke BS. No, we need to go after it. No, it's time. We've got the momentum now. We need to double down. We need to go after them. We must decimate them. Absolutely. I think this is great. Fantastic. I think more base people need to react to this guy. I think we need to double down. This is fantastic. Anyway, folks, that's pretty much it. Check you on the next one. Cheers.